Good morning. We're going to do a little unannounced live thing. Feel free to share this with everybody. It's going to be short and sweet, but I think there's a good message to this. I was talking to my wife yesterday, and we were watching some movie. I don't remember what it was, but she said the phrase, "Welcome to Holland." What do you mean by that? Because it had nothing to do with the movie. And I'll explain that in a moment. I don't know if anyone of you has ever been to Italy. I have several times. This is back in the old Marine Corps days, back in the 70s. Beautiful, beautiful country. I didn't get to see all there was to see, but yeah, I love, she was asking me what I like most. I love walking around and looking at the architecture, the old cities and that part. I wasn't much into the tourist trappy things, but there's so much cool stuff to see. So, and that's related to Holland, because she told me what she was referring to was a poem that was written years ago called "Welcome to Holland." Now, the poem actually was written with the idea, what is it like to raise a special needs child? But when she would give me a summary, which I'm going to do for you, I'm not going to actually read the poem, but I'll summarize it and give you the gist of what it's about. When she did, I thought, oh, that is such a perfect example of grief and how things change. Boy, it fits so good. So let me get back to Italy here. I don't know if any of you has been, or if you plan. I would recommend it. If you want to take a trip to Italy, I would highly recommend that. Imagine that you had planned all your life. This was your life's goal, to take a trip to Italy. There's things you wanted to see. I mean, Italy's got the Leaning Tower, the Colosseum, Michelangelo. I mean, the artwork that there is just amazing. So for years and years, you guys plan on making this retirement trip to Italy. And you learn the language, you learn all about the lira and how their monetary system works. You get the guidebooks, you learn all this stuff, and you're ready so that when your flight lands and you are ready to take in the full experience and the enjoyment of Italy. I wrote myself notes, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So you make all these plans, you're on the flight, you're excited, now you're going to Italy. And when they land, they say, "Welcome to Holland." Hold it for a second. We weren't going to Holland. We were going to Italy. Well, there's been a change in flight plans, so we're in Holland, and Holland's where you're going to have to stay. The disappointment of all this, because of all the plans that you've made and all you've put into this, now you're in Holland. That's not what you were planning. So, because of the change in the flight plan, and remember this, Holland's not a horrible place. Now, I've never been there, but my name's Wijnkoop, which is Dutch. Although I'm adopted, I have no Dutch blood in me. But on the adoptive side, my 8th great grandmother was the Queen of Amsterdam. That's my claim to fame. It was spelled a little bit different there, but so there's a somewhat of a connection. I would like to go at some point. But now that you're in Holland, this is different than what you've planned. You've got to learn a new language because they don't speak Italian. You've got to learn the money. You have so much culture to learn that's going to be so much different of what you had planned in Italy. But what will happen is you'll meet a new group of people that you hadn't planned on meeting. You'd planned on making connections. And I have friends actually who are from Italy, and they go back there. You know, I I think they've been going every year, and they're as Italian as you can imagine. The heavy accent. I couldn't Italians. Although I've been there several times, it's a hard language for me because it's so fast. You'd have to slow it way down. But now you're in Holland, you got to learn to speak Dutch. Holland is slower paced. It's less flashy than Italy. But after you catch your breath and you look around and you start to look at Holland, you realize Holland has windmills. Holland has tulips. No, it doesn't have Michelangelo, it has Rembrandt. And you realize Holland is really a pretty decent place. Not what you expected, but it's actually quite nice. Different than what you'd planned, but nice. Now all your friends, all the people you know, they've been to Italy. They're bragging about going to and fro and coming back from Italy. And you say, well, that's where I was supposed to go. That's what I had planned, but I ended up in Holland. If you focus on Italy and what you've lost by not being able to go to Italy, you will never enjoy the wonderful experiences that are awaiting you in Holland. That ties so much into your grief and your loss because you had these plans. I mean, this is the way it's supposed to go. We're supposed to graduate high school, possibly go to college, get married, have 2.6 kids, a 2-car garage. We go on, we raise them, they go to college, get married, and we have grandkids, and this is the plan. That was your plan. You were supposed to go to Italy. But now something happens. You've experienced a loss. The retirement plans that you have changed. And you're in Holland. It's different. If you focus all of your energy on what you lost, and it's supposed to be painful. I get that. I'm not saying ignore the pain, ignore the loss on that. What I'm saying is where you're at right now is different. But there's some nice things that are waiting for you. If you take a breath, look around and realize Holland has windmills. You know what? You're going to be okay. And that's really all I wanted to talk to you about today. Is just I thought that was a nice analogy to share with where we're at. Because I can guarantee you, for me, life has not turned out at all like I had planned. But I'm not going to let what I originally wanted, my original plans, rob me of this moment that I'm in. Because there's some nice, I look around and I can see that there's all kinds of beauty. So my wish for you today, as always, is peace. Talk to you soon.